Do you find yourself plodding along the spiritual path paved for you by your parents? It's time to create some man-made holiness in your life. Let's look at today's Gemara. How do we interpret unclear vows if there are two possible meanings of an individual's declaration? According to the rabbis, we err on the side of stringency. Rabbi Eliezer rules that we assume the more lenient interpretation of his declaration. Nevertheless, he would only rule leniently in a case where a person such as a Nazir adopted a heightened level of sanctity. If the holiness occurred naturally, such as the sanctity bestowed upon a firstborn merely by virtue of his birth, then he would agree that we take the more stringent approach. As Rabbi Zera puts it, how can you compare naturally occurring sanctity to man-made sanctity? What separates a religious from a non-religious person? More often than not, it's a little more than accident of birth. One was born into a more religious family, while the other was born into a less religious family. As a result, one merits a good yeshiva education, the other is lucky if he can read Hebrew, let alone translate a verse in the Torah. Every one of us has certain natural holiness by virtue of our parents and upbringing. If you are who you are merely because of the family into which you were lucky enough to be born, that's called naturally occurring sanctity. It's certainly not a bad place to be. Your soul is blessed and fortunate to have lucked into the right family. Your parents made lifestyle choices and you are the beneficiary of their good sense. But beyond your naturally occurring sanctity, you have a duty to take steps towards man-made sanctity. Those are the efforts that you make of your own volition to take personal ownership of your spiritual heritage. Your parents may have given you the tools to pray, but only you can decide how much you'll focus on the prayers. Your parents may have given you the tools to keep Shabbat, but now that it's yours, will you make the effort to imbue your table with guests and singing and words of Torah?